right, can you guys hear me? Hopefully. Okay. So pretty much my steering should not be able to do this. And when I turn it on, see how it does that? Now look, any resistance. Yeah. Not how it's supposed to be. So what's happened is this little piece here, this little servo steering arm knuckle thing, has completely stripped out. This is the one that was on it. If you can see it in there very well. Zooming in on my face. But pretty much it's supposed to have a whole bunch of teeth, and there's no teeth on it at all. So I swapped it out for another one, and it worked for like whopping 5 minutes, and then that was it. Now it's back to this. And what I figured out caused it is the original servo, which is this one. It's the Traxxas one. This one dropped crawling with Andrew, and it fried. So I lost all steering out of this one. But this one, the circuit board went bad, so it does not work. But the teeth on this one are there, and they're pretty much gone off the one I have on. So if you don't know how these work, pretty much the little gear there, and then you put this on if it was functioning properly, and then you put your steering arm there, and when this moves, it moves your steering back and forth. So pretty much this stripped out, which stripped this out, which I put the plastic one on, and it stripped it out again. Because the one I replaced this one, and it's supposed to be a 60 degree. So that means it moves pretty much this servo 60 degrees each way, like 30 each way, I think. And the one I put in there does 180. So the steering can not physically go 180 degrees. So every time I went full right, it was just binding up the gears on that, which pretty much fried it. So this one has a good gear on here, but the module's bad. This one has a good module, but the gear's bad. So I'm going to attempt to take this servo apart and swap the main gears from this one to that one. The only issue is these are different brands, so I don't know if the gear ratio is the same on the inside. So that's kind of where we're at. So I have to take this one apart and hopefully get it off of there, and hopefully everything will swap out how it's supposed to. I don't really know if this is going to work, so I'm just going to try it and see what happens, because One other thing I can think of is buy another one, but I can't find another one that goes 60 degree. All I can find is 180, 360, 4. I think it's 425, and this one's like $80, I think, just for this one. And since this one's fried already, I don't have very high hopes of buying another one because it might fry again. So that's where we're at. I'll attempt to get this one off here. It's kind of fun working on these because they are pretty much set up just like a real vehicle. Let me angle the camera so you guys can see better. Pretty much what I'm doing is disassembling this front steering slash differential. I unbolted it from the little servo arm right here, which is this piece. So now we can flip it over, and there's a servo right there. So hopefully we can take this off. I don't know if this is the same size or not. Nope, it's not. Of course it's not. Why would it be? So, of course, I don't even have one of those for this. So maybe my other kit has one that will work. Possibly. Nope, not that one. Okay, that should work. Don't know if this little electronic screwdriver thing's strong enough, but we'll see. Nope. Definitely not strong enough. Gotta go old school. Okay, then screw it by hand. I'm looking to try to set up a live stream, see if I can do roadside and do a live stream doing that. But not really sure on some of the details how to get it to work. Because I have another phone I can use to like broadcast it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a trial run and see if the mobile hotspot thing is strong enough on my phone where if I'm at a vehicle in front of me for 20 feet in front of me or anything, if that'll work or not, or take it with me. I'm not really sure. So that might be interesting. We'll see. It's kind of what I'm thinking, but it also depends on call volume. So all right. So this one should pop out of here fairly simply, I think. All right, so now we got this servo loose. I gotta follow our wires back. to our servo controller or receiver. But I'm thinking I might want to take this apart and see if these swap out. Because I guess I don't really have to disconnect this one. Just have to pull all the small Phillips head screws out the back. This is Phillips head as well. Let's find a Phillips that fits. Potentially this one. Yeah, fits fairly well. Nope, that does not fit very well. That's a little on the small side. Let's try this one. This has also never been apart, so it might just be more difficult. There we go. Should be fairly long screws because they hold all the way through this. All right, let's see how many pieces fall out of this thing. See the gears. So pretty much you have inside of these, you have a little DC motor, which is attached to this one right here. This has a different little ring on it. Actually, motor's on this end. So it spins this gear, which spins this, which rotates this one, which spins pretty much this big one here. So hopefully this is set up even the same way, because I don't know if I've even seen that design before, where it's not just gears itself. And then there's 3 different gears inside of there. So I'm not really sure if this is going to work. But there's only one way to find out. Actually, I have to take... I guess I don't have to take that off yet. I like the screwdriver. Comes in handy. I don't know where this was when I was a kid, taking stuff apart. Alright, moment of truth. Is this going to be a complete bust and I can't go any further, or is it going to be able to work? I don't know, it's not wanting to come out. There we go. Dang, it's different. This one uses, see this here? Uses a like straight spade type of gear, and this one uses it's like a circle with two ends on it. So I don't know about that. My only hope, I don't know, is that underneath each of these is the same, which I kind of doubt. Well, that's a straight spade. It just uses this adapter. Oh. So will this fit on there? Okay, it went on. But is that going to be too tall now? Of course, there's grease on this whole thing. And I don't have anything to clean it up with. Oh well, guess we'll see what happens. Because that's going to make this hole piece too tall. Huh. Unless I can take this adapter ring thing off of here. I don't think I can, but let's see. I think I have some pliers. Come on, don't step myself. That ain't working. Nope, that does not come off. That whole plastic's bending up. I really should have thought about the grease beforehand, I guess. Need something. Give me something. Well, I don't know if this is going to work. Let me see in my parts bin if I have anything else. So here's another gear, but this one was like a star. That one ain't gonna work either. Well, let me take. Dang. Sucks. Let me take this one off. If I can. So I ain't one to come off. There you go. Let me see if I get this one down to the bare bones. See, that's pressed in there. That's like a little bearing itself inside there. God, there's so much grease on all this. Did not think that part through. Also different teeth, different ratios. Yeah, his teeth don't even match up. Well, shoot. This one actually doesn't look all that bad. The teeth are dirty, that's for sure. Thing is, this one came with this new set, but it's just doesn't grab good enough. Well, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to just order a new one, or I can give this one a shot and tighten this one down as much as I can. Put some Loctite on it or something. The problem is this was the wrong servo to begin with. With it being a 100, I think it was 180 degree servo. Well, that sucks. Yeah, because the ratio is wrong with this whole thing. So I will have to, I guess, order a new one. I had no idea if this was going to work or not. The only way to try it was to take it apart and see. Now I can't get this thing back together. My hands are all nasty. So I guess the answer to my my question is no. I don't think this will work. Due to the different gear ratios. Now let's see if this still works. Because it was out of center. Now the car's not. There we go. Recentered there. I think this is a 180. Let me put this on here and see. So pretty much just sitting right there, all the way left, all the way right. So not quite 180. So pretty much it'll work until you put pressure on it. And then it stops. So I'm hoping I can clean up the teeth on this thing and get this other new servo arm to bite down hard enough. Because I think that the main issue is a little Phillips head screw that goes into the top of the servo to hold the arm on. Kept stripping out. This is the original one, I think. As you can tell, I've stripped it out a couple times. I think that was working itself loose, causing the arm to come up, and that's what made it originally start eating itself. So let's get I need like a little pick, but I think a little tiny flathead will work. And then just run this up and down each. Yeah, see, that's from one little. You can see that from one little gear there, one little strip. Yeah, see, there's all sorts of. Can't really even see that. All sorts of junk on there. So let me clean this up real quick and see if we can get it to bite down on it. So it'd definitely be better than spending $80 on a new servo. Since I can't find a 60-degree. I think I don't know if you can do it with these remotes, but you should be able to program how far they go, but I don't know if you can do that with the normal ready to run Traxxas ones. because that would be another option. It's probably easier with the Dremel and a wire wheel. Okay, there's so much junk. I think this is all plastic. Probably from the plastic, because this was, I guess this is the second one I had on it. Yeah, that looks pretty clean to me. Let's see if we can mount this thing on there. So right now it's centered, so I need to have this new arm facing the right direction. Really hope this fixes it. This Carson likes watching me drive it, and then he drives it as well. So he's been upset that this thing stopped working. Get this as centered as possible, and then crank down these two screws. There's one on each side. So I hope this works. And of course, it uses a different size. Until they make their money selling all the different adapters. Bigger than that one. I don't think it's that size. No. There we go. Actually, I think the proper way to do this is put your Phillips head screw in the top. That way it pulls it down evenly on the top instead of the way I'm doing it. So let's give that a try and see. I should just put some Loctite on that thing. The person will be so excited if this works. I'm just tightening this as much as I can, because this is my only hope. Okay. Let's stick this back in the car. We'll tighten down our front screws on all four corners here, which takes another size that I don't know where I put. And Let's see if it works. That's not the right size. Guess I never had that. That's right. I used one of these. All right. Yeah, we're just going to go. Get out of there. Get back. Go manual. I don't make these very easy to get to. So hopefully next Monday I will try the live stream of doing the roadside thing. But I need some good ideas for live streams because I don't like doing stuff too boring like this. That's probably boring for a lot of people. So I gotta figure out some different options. Oh my gosh, give me my bit back. Come on. Give it back to me. Thank you. Okay. Now flip it over, hook it up, and see if it works / if it's aligned at all. It's on right now, so it's centered. So I should be able to just, I don't know if this goes on the furthest one or the inside one or what. Actually, it needs to be aligned more. It's actually off right now. Oh, but my steering is not centered though either. So you gotta adjust your steering trim on here to 0. And it should mount right there, which is actually almost dead on. The only issue is this does not want to go in there very easily on the vehicle. That's what I had that other bit for. So you kind of have to shut the car off, move the arms, or move the steering to be able to even get this thing in there. So let's do that. All right, the truck's off. See if I can get this at least in there. Got it in there, but it's in the wrong one. No. No. Not going to plan. I don't remember which way I need to. All right. Move the servo to the right. Okay. It's on there. Everything's on. It's a moment of truth. Let's turn this on. It's centered itself. See how it hits right there? That's what messes it up. So the whole differential moves not as much that way as it does this way. That's what messes it up every time. Let's see how much torque we have. If I can hold it with my finger and have the car scoot. Use my torque there. Have to knock itself off the table. So I think we're good. I think all I need to do is clean up the gear on the servo and then put a new little pitman arm thing on there. It seems to work fine. So hopefully no spending $80 on any parts for this thing, and I can actually drive it. The batteries were shot on this thing, so I had to trick the charger into charging it. And I could only bring back one battery. I couldn't get the other one to come back. And since I bought lipos last, the price has almost doubled. So I was actually looking at just possibly getting a TRX4M, which is the mini one. That way we could do it inside. And of course, I wouldn't run anyone over. Come on, why aren't you going on there? I think it's too far back. There we go. And if you're wondering why I have no actual windshield wipers, just the arms, it's from when Carson was little. He was trying to make them clean the windshield, and they just went about halfway and snapped because they aren't actually functional. So I haven't really. You can replace them. I haven't really bothered to because I use this more of a basher and just let Carson drive it and wreck it into rocks and trees and whatever else. I know he has fun with this thing. When he was little, he'd get so excited when he saw this thing. He still was a couple weeks ago when I pulled it out. But yeah, that about does it for this video. I wasn't able to swap the parts, but we do have a functioning turning vehicle for now. And yeah, pretty much it. Hopefully next week I'll have something more entertaining and possibly take you guys on a ride along doing roadside. We'll see. Might have to take Michaela with me and she can live stream on her phone. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm surprised this thing actually has metal gears, but I guess I never noticed it, but it says it on the front that it has metal gears. This one I hooked up to power the other day to see, and it had nothing. No juice at all. Doesn't do a single thing. Actually, this is a online that says this is 60 degree, but there's a little nub on that side, and that's a 180. And this is the one that came with it, so I think I can probably just adjust the parameters in the remote somehow. So I might look into doing that. See if that saves me a servo. Come on. Go on there. There we go. I don't really know why I'm putting this back together, but I will. Alright, well, thank you everyone that watched. Is this going back correctly? This is in my parts bin for a reason, so maybe I'll need parts off this again at some point in time. So where'd that other screw go? I'm slowly adding stuff to my collection behind me. Very slowly. I've got my lights that companies have been sending me, which are very nice. And then I got my drinks. I need to, this next weekend, I'm going to order a power cord for the robot because I want to make sure that thing works flawlessly with the new power cord. I want to work the kinks out of that thing because that thing is really cool. Even though it still kind of creeps me out a little bit. But all right, well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully see you next Monday for a live stream again, depending on what I come up with. I have a couple of options, but I'm gonna try to aim for doing a live stream doing roadside. So I have to figure out how to get that to work. But thanks for watching. See you guys next video.